Hello and welcome back to Rollercoaster Tycoon, where this urban area is getting more and more urbanized the longer we play it. And admittedly, it started out as like a small town, but by now we're actually having quite the big city already over here. I mean, look, big buildings, skyscrapers, residential areas, even here near the waterside where things seem even more fancy due to the fencing around it. Fancy fencing, huh? Oh man, the wordplay. Anyway, we're also, I believe we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're halfway. So we only need 5 more coasters and we have all the coaster types, so I feel like we can build everything. But, and that is of course true, but before we do that, what we should do is a quick vandalism check. See how stuff's doing, how stuff's going, and if things turn out to be alright, which seemed to be the case, we got some improvements to make. And this was suggested in the comments and I wholeheartedly agree. We should have like these light posts in a few places, on the main way, because this is after all a town, and cities without lights, they're not really cities. Now, I know that this is only decorational, does not serve any purpose whatsoever, but I feel like, if we want to make this like a true big city, then we might as well go all the way and include the light posts, right? I don't want to remove any pre-placed benches that I have already placed, so we need to be a bit careful, but we're just going to add light posts as if they were an integral part of this park, which they are right now. Look at this. I think it's already starting to look a whole lot better here right now. Now this is a bit of a lame shower over there, because there isn't any benches on that side of the park, but fine, We can easily add light posts if we feel that that's necessary. Look at that. And then also over here. Yep. Very good. I'm curious as to how this looks right now. So, you don't see much of it, I have to admit. But it's the thought that counts, right? Anyway, what we did last time is we built a nice coaster. I want to build this one next. I don't think we've ever built it, and if we have, I've forgotten. So now, I must admit, I did do a little bit of recording scouting of like what we were gonna build where. So you might be thinking like, whoa, damage, how do you even come up with all of this? Well, this was all thought of before. So we have four passengers per car. Wait, hold on a second. But that's the only car we can have, right? Okay, that needs to be gone. Now, how is it still 12? Still 12? Still 12. Right. Still 12. Wow. Already this is proving to be quite a good coaster type. Still 12. Look at the short station that you can get away with here. Now it's only 11. So this is all we need for a station. Now the reason we're building this over here is because I want that. And well, I mean, I guess afterwards, what does it matter really where we go with anything? So I guess we could easily just go there without an issue. Wow, I did not expect this to be this short in this station. As for like this, now it's gonna be a tricksy one. Maybe what we should do is remove this and then do that. Yeah, I don't think we really have any other options, so we'll do that. We'll do. This looks kind of odd. You know what? Because we're heading up here, I think we should also add like 2 more buildings here. I think that would also be a good idea. So let's get the terraforming tools out. And, oh, you know what we also need to do? How about we add like a few more named guests to the park? We have guest 2179 with 75 game Eurobucks. You will be XX Gunter 627XX, also known as Gunter. Welcome to the park. Also, just out of curiosity, how is your... Ah, you're the average bloke, you know. We need those too. Also, you only have 55 bucks, and you have no nausea tolerance. So even the wow, so even this ride will make you totally sick. Right. You are gonna be Super Films 8. I mean, we're having quite a few guests in this park named, you know. I kind of like that. And then, is there like another? Yeah, there's this one. There's you. We will have you. You will be Lance. Yeah, Lance. And then 85 bucks. You're a pretty rich guy. And you also like the intense rides. Okay, well, welcome to the park to all of you. We're now ready to get this going. I don't know how high this thing can really go, realistically. Alright, I don't think this can go any higher than a regular mouse coaster can go, so... Ah, well, you know, it's not bad, it's just, well, a thing we need to keep in mind. Now, I don't want to do too fancy buildings here, so... We'll add like... We'll add like 2 over here. Now these buildings, they're more or less all the same height. So what we'll do is this. And that. And I will just add a roof on top of them. So, there we go. Look. And now all of a sudden we have 2 more buildings that seem to fit in this neighborhood quite well. And we're gonna utilize these to do underground track sections with our soon to have inverter mouse coaster. Now, as far as I know, this is just like the regular mouse coasters, so I don't see any need to do anything special with it. Though, well, there's definitely the need to... Oh. That's interesting. Oh. I mean, do we really need this footpath over here? Is the question. We could also lead it around, right? I'll remove it for now, and if it turns out that we need it, we can always add it back. I think what we should try and do is go... Oh, crap. Crap. That's not what I wanted. No, but I think what we should try and do is just terraform this into the terrain. Obviously we're not gonna go underwater, so this is about as low as it can go. And it utilizes this roof. So far so good. We don't have on-ride photo section. So this is about it for the coaster, right? Now what we could do, I mean, we have to keep in mind that our station is over there. So we need to keep that in mind. But what we could try and do is snuggle our way back like this. And then leave this for a future coaster. Or we go over here and start to fill up this area. But I kind of want to fill that up once we open up that section of the park. And we're kind of not ready for that. So, also, it seems to me that you, Old Town, Yeah, well, maybe there is guests going to it, but the majority of them is going towards the coasters. Wow, is it taking long to get for the guests to get in, or what? And I'm just checking in here to see if stuff's alright, you know, with the pricing. Okay, back to the coaster construction. Yeah, so what I wanted to see was like the pathing, you know. We're gonna open up areas over here, and then I want to do more rides over here too. So we're gonna have the track go basically like over here, and we'll have a 6 in the ratings like easily. So I don't need to worry about that too much. So there we go. Now at height 17. I mean, let me just try and see. What if we just go over there? Obviously, this is not the way it's gonna be definitively, but yeah, that's too high. So I don't want to be this high. So I want for this coaster to go like this, and then now we're basically good enough to get over there, and then get over there. Now ideally we'd go all the way here. Does this line us up? Yeah, it does. Perfect. Oh, really? That's a shame. So basically we have to do this. Okay. Yeah, so then the challenge becomes how to... I think our only real option to get back towards this station, because I'm looking at like our track height and I'm seeing a potential issue here. So I'm kind of trying to think of like, okay, how can we get away from that? But the only option I see over here is to... Oh, what we can do is dive into the underground here and then return to the station with a lift. That might well work. So, if we do that then. Oh, and you know what would be really cool with this? If we can do that over here. Just give me a moment. Right, and back. Yeah, my apologies, you know, I still, I might have booked like a spot on a camping for next year for the Formula 1. Yes, yes. Anyway, we were also building like a racing coaster here. This is a bit of a lame section. We might add like a curve or something. Yeah, let's do that. Let's add a curve over here, because the way it currently is not good enough. We as tycoons can do better than this, so therefore we shall. Alright, that's looking better. Now over here, I don't think we got this lined up right. We need it to be over here. And then, basically... If we want to go into the underground here, which is the intention, we need to go like this. And then move this. What if we were to... Oh crap, that was not the right call. Oh, it is actually, because right now we are already in the underground. Nice, very nice. So... currently, our goal is basically to get this back to the station, because already this coaster is good enough to have the ratings that it needs. So all we need to do is see like... And I think we don't even need to fancy it up, you know. What we can do is just... Like that. Do like another drop. Oh, hold on a second. Do like another drop. Because now we are basically free to go wherever we want. And like that. And then... So... Just out of curiosity, does this line us up? No, it doesn't. We're like one off. So, like that. And then we'll go down. And then lift it up. And this is like the crucial bit here. And then, in theory... Oh, wait. So we need this. Look, and that's about it. And well, I'm not willing to eat my shoe. But I'm willing to bet quite a bit that this coaster is better than 6 in the ratings. So, just, you know, preemptively, we're gonna charge like $6 for this? Yeah, $6 for this. I mean... Yeah, okay, so far so good. I mean, we do need to keep an eye on the speed of this thing. Okay, now it's a bit hard to follow, but I'm not entirely sure that the speed on this thing is right. I mean, it's for a lateral G, it is rather high, so 3.5. Well, it stays at 3.5. This does go quite through the pacings, but oh my goodness, look at that! It's actually grand. Wow, that's better than I had expected. So to celebrate, what we shall do is maybe connect it. You know, just to start out with. And get no entry signs, and this will need its own fixed mechanic. Well, actually it doesn't, but we are gonna hire like a new fixed mechanic. What it definitely doesn't require is its own staff member, without the option to mow the grass. Because without it, oh man, yeah, then this is gonna be like the true party. Nice, very nice. Oh, and we gave this a yellow cue. It should have been a red one, but we'll leave it as is. But look at how nice this one is. It is already like 8.23. That's really good. I like this. Yeah, and with like four capacity cars, it's also like high throughput. The only thing that bugs me a little is the fact that it has a bit of glitchy terrain. But look at, whoa, this was 6.83 or something. Look at it now, 7.26. This also makes it that we are 6 out of 10 coasters finished. So, let's see, why don't we call this what we could call this Old York instead of New York. Yeah, let's go with Old York. Speaking about original names, oh, and you know what we do need to do? We need to put back some fencing. I might have removed, and maybe also like 1 or 2 trees. Like I think the orange ones are in a minority, so we'll get like 1 of these back. Perfect. Right, so Old York, all it really requires now is a bit of coloring. Cool. I really like this, you know. I think this is a good-looking coaster right now. Or good-looking, it's a good coaster. That's what I should say. And technically, it's alright. And what we will do with the pathing here that we removed, look, I have a plan for that. Ta-da! See, so the path is also still intact. And this should add even more to the ratings because of going below the path and having it right alongside, you know. So this is pretty solid. I don't think we'll see it right away. So what we will do is set up some spray cans to do like some cool paint job here. Nope. Yes. 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 And yes, definitely. Ah, this looks pretty good, if you ask me. What if we reverse this, though? I'm a bit curious as to how this would work. Oh, this looks better. This looks much, much better. It does make me want to change this, though. Well, this actually looks good, you know, the old York. Maybe if we make this like red. This looks pretty good, guys, I have to admit. And the ratings of this coaster are just phenomenal. And the placement of its queue is also pretty good. You know, it makes it so that there is something to do for each and every guest. Now I do see this, you know, I have noticed this. It will change. Look at that. And then also adapt that to like $2. Is that enough to attract some guests? I don't think it will be for the haunting mansion. So just to be sure, we'll make it $1 because it's a gentle ride after all. Yeah, now that works. Good, guys. I think next up would be a little bit of park expansion, and I feel like what we need is what if we just add like oh, and by the way, we're having plenty of shops and stalls coming. But what if we add something like this, or we add like a ghost train or something? And if we do a ghost train, it would be the best to do it over here because we can enter all these buildings. Yeah, that's what we should do. So we should save it because we do not have any accessible pathway over here. You know what, I think it's time that we actually do make it accessible. So let us get like some... well, I think for starters, what we want are a bunch of no entry signs. So let's get those first. We'll do that in this view. This is just so that we have... I mean, I guess what we could... no entry changes the text. I was about to say, like, what we could do is maybe, like, make it like Elm Street 2nd or something. But with the no entry, it changes the text around to no entry. So we can't make this Elm Street. Which would have been really cool, you know, if we could have. What? Where is my... what? Game, I'm telling you. Right, now the rest shouldn't be no entry sign, so what we will do is we'll just open up this entire area. So let's just get like path here. Well, it's a bit difficult there, but we'll get one here. You know, that's it's only perfect. And now it's basically just a race of exteriorizing this whole shebang. So there we go. There, a bit like that. Also get like trash cans out because we need those too. I mean, we've seen it. I guess do want the trash cans, you know. Even if it was only to demolish them. I will add one there, and then let's also get light posts in because we've just decided that. Oh look, we got the award for the best roller coasters, which I think is just, you know, going to show that we've done a good job with the inverter steel coaster that we've just built. So. Yep, no, I feel our work is validated. There. Very nice. I mean, I have to admit that having these light bulbs in the park does make it look more like a true urban area, and I really like that. So, wait. The next stop is like shops and stalls time, and we have like loads of them, so we can now add a few more. You know, like for example, we'll add an extra toilet, and I think what we should do is build this in such a place that it will not interfere with a future ghost train that we are about to build. So maybe also over here. This is just, you know, in just any residential area, we just spam a toilet down. Now we have one there. Over here is a bit scarce, you know, with the facility. So maybe it's time that we add like a few there, you know. Right, now I also feel it wouldn't be a bad idea to cuddly toys and umbrellas. Is that all? That's all we have for swag. Are we gonna get more? Yeah, we're definitely gonna get more. Now we have one info kiosk there and there, so I don't feel like we really need another one, so let's not. However, we have the toilets over there. I want some new stuff there. That's that's the gist of it. So I have a cotton apple candy stall. And do we have coffee? No, we don't. Right. So in that case, what we'll do is we'll just add a vending machine there. There's also stuff here. So let's add like more for this bit. So we'll do exotic seafood and lemonade. Lemonade, definitely need it. There, nice. And then where else did we build stuff? Oh, over here. We definitely also want like added stuff there then. And since we don't have coffee, but we do have like a fries stall. So I guess a fry stall is also good. There. And with the fry stall, we'll again do soda. Yeah, and that's also, that fits perfectly, because over here we have like a lemonade thingies. And then I feel like what we can do is, because this will be like one of the only souvenir places, we'll just add like a souvenir there. And we'll make it bluish. Yeah, blue like that. Alright, now last but not least, we definitely want staff. Yeah, we're gonna need like handy dudes like there's no tomorrow. Oh, that maps out nicely. So I can just give you like this area and that will be good. That's pretty solid. I like that. Now you'll probably be quite busy with this whole area. We don't really have that many rides, and you don't have that much path real estate to patrol, so you can do this, and we'll just add like one more mechanic and one more guard, and we should do it. There we go. Nice, very nice. So I guess right now it is time that we add a ghost train, right? Because the ghost train is kind of like what we want for with all these buildings. I mean, that's just basically like, well, we kind of have to. Now, I also believe that, yeah, we can go in between all of this and still build a station that's, well, actually, I kind of wanted to hook up to one of these newer areas here, so in order to do that, it's probably, I also kind of want like a long-ish station, so maybe it's better if if we hook it up over here, it's clear. I wanted to connect over there, so if we do that, then what we can do and still connect it over there is do something like this. So just bear with me here, right? Now, how many rides can you... Oh, Wait. Hold on, guys. We have some issues to take care of. There is some disgusting state of the path somewhere. I can't really discover where that would be right now. And it might be just that the guests are complaining, but there is... No, there's definitely some issue there. Yeah, there's definitely an issue there. Probably the handy dude who got... who kind of got overwhelmed by the vomit or something. He has to clean up? I don't know. Where is the handy dude that has this area? Why don't you go over there and keep this area clean? Would ya? And you just also pick this area. Yeah, that seems to have done the trick. It seems that it was only this area that was like quite bad. Yeah, let's see, that seems to have done it. Look, everything's getting cleaned up. Alright. Yeah, so back to what we were doing, and that is this one. So we can't really extend it unless... let's see. I think I need this in order to... Yeah, we kind of do need that. So this is the maximum station length. It's okay. Now, can we do shared? No, we cannot. We cannot share it. So we're gonna have inefficient queuing then, or exit pathing then. Well, you know, I mean, if that's like one of the few sacrifices that we have to make, I mean, I'm willing, willing and able to make a few. Now you and you can go on, and I guess it's time to make like a pretty cool ghost train right after we settle for what? Right after we settle for a definitive place for the queue, which I think like that is already way longer than it should be. So. Right. So, what if we say like spinning tunnel? Spinning tunnel? Spinning tunnel? And then... Nice. So far I like where this is going. This is looking even better here. Kind of want to build shops and stalls in this center area, so we're not going to do too much there. And I also don't want to remove any buildings, so let's just add like spinning tunnels after spinning tunnel, right? I mean, I don't know if that's really helping anything, but... kind of don't want to do that too, so we'll do like another spinning tunnel. Yes, this is what I want to do. And then spinning tunnel it. And then... yes. Spinning tunnel, and this is cool because this will be like a bridge between the two buildings, and I think that this is like cool track design. Right. Now in theory a drop of 1 should be doable by the track limitations for speed and whatnot, so. And then I guess we should break it to 20 and say like that. And then we can do another spinning tunnel straight. And now all we need to do is return towards the station. But now we have like a cool section over here, I feel, that makes for a pretty solid, pretty solid ghost train. Oh. And here I thought we could go in between here. But clearly there is an issue. Huh. Yeah, that's an issue. I don't think we'll be able to solve that one this easily. Unless we shorten the station by one. Kinda don't want to do that, but we have such an awesome track design. Oh, and shortening it by one isn't even gonna solve anything. Heh. Okay, so how exactly are we gonna do this then? Guys, I might have worked ourselves into a little bit of an impossible position here. Yeah, I don't think we can really do anything here, unless we say, yeah, thank you. What did we do? Yeah, that works better. I guess with the transparent view, if you click between the pixels, it also doesn't work. So, it's not easy to get it right. But I guess what we need to do is that. And then as for like the queue, that's gonna be like, or the exit path, that's gonna be the same thing. Same ordeal. Also, you can be gone. And then you can replace it. Right, okay, so we have to get back to the drawing board of our ride a little bit, because what we are doing over here is not going to be that effective. So, I guess the only real way to get back would be to do this. I guess I even need to do that. Yeah, and then what we can do is, and I hope that this will be acceptable in terms of like speed. I really hope that this is acceptable in terms of speed. Well, I'm not even that sure about it. And also I feel like we might want to extend it one further. So we have to go all the way over here, and then get up. And then basically... oh, wait. And then do that. And I guess this will return it towards the station. It does. Right. Without making things too ugly to see the light of day, I think we got a pretty solid ride here. I'm just not entirely sure, but you know, the cool thing about this is that we have loads of underground sections with all the buildings that we have here. And also lots of spinning tunnels, so that should help with the ratings. And look at this coaster. Now someone also said about the breakdown in the previous park that we had at the end, that apparently that was due to some bug. And there was also like a technical reason for it. I mean, if you don't mind to enlighten me, I would be very interested in the technical explanation for as to why that we had a breakdown on that ride. Look at that with the doors. I love it, you know. I think that... Oh, I was just too late. Well, that's a shame. Right, so what we do need then is a brake right down here on this section. Man, I had it closed and it still crashed. And so how are we even gonna select the right tile? We can't even... I mean, I don't want to accidentally remove any. Yeah, so that's the curve, and then right here, brake it, brakes. Brakes for 20 kilometers an hour. There. So test ride it again, but this time I'm pretty sure that the ride will be okay. Wow, look at that. Phantom railing there, you know. There is no spoon, and then bend through the tarmac. Right, so whilst this is test riding, what we will do is just set up like a cool name for this. Why don't we call this... why don't we call this Ghostville? That's, well, yeah, I mean, it's a ghost train, and you know, with the urban theming type thing that we have here, I mean, it's a bit simple, but we'll take it. You know, I mean, we don't always need to have like those imba names that are cooler than cool and whatnot, you know. Yeah, look, and now it should make it, and then back towards it. What? I thought for a moment it would pop out of this building. But luckily it's not. Now I do hope that it doesn't crash on us with the guests in it because of the altered weight. I mean, we have brakes in places where we need them, so it shouldn't. You never know. Grey tarmac. Green lines, eel. Lighter green lines. Looks kinda good if you ask me. White pillars? No, white pillars definitely do not look good. We can go with the red. That looks really bad though. What if we go with blue? The dark green? I don't know. I'm not liking it, but this would look pretty good with the white. Well, that does look good with the white. Now, what if we do like blue ghost trains? Don't crash now. No, it doesn't. And this has guests in it, right? It has 2 guests in it? It has 2 guests in it. So that tells me that this is basically just safe right now. And it has pretty good ratings. Very nice, very nice. Right, guys. I think that we've done more than just an excellent job. We have expanded the city, added like another great coaster, and basically I feel like we can add another one pretty soon. But we're gonna do that and more next time when we play more Rollercoaster Tycoon.